Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Morgan Dollar Mondays with Massabesic Gold and Silver. Today we're going to be looking at the 1882 New Orleans Mint Morgan Silver Dollar. If this is the first time you're joining us, well, I am Dean at Massabesic Gold and Silver. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you consider liking and subscribing to our channel. And for the rest of you who have already subscribed and continue to come back each week, well, thank you so much for not only coming back and subscribing, but for also choosing our coin channel. So here it is. We have a nice raw coin here. This is, has not been graded. This is an 1882 New Orleans Mint, like I said. And this is a nice example. It doesn't really have the best luster. I wouldn't call it flashy, but it is definitely brilliant uncirculated. There are a lot of bag marks on this coin, some scuff marks as well. If I was to put a grade on this coin, I would put it right around Mint State 62. We're going to look at this coin in depth, but before, I wanted just to share briefly a little history about the New Orleans Mint. Why it was created. Ooh, look at this nice little die crack there, running from Liberty's cap to the M. But anyway, as we're looking at this coin, I just wanted to share that in 1835, Congress put forward that 3 new mints would be built. Obviously Philadelphia was a well-established mint, the mint for the United States, but they created the Dahlonega Mint in Georgia and the Charlotte Mint in North Carolina, and the reasons why they did that was because they were near gold-producing areas. And then the third mint they decided was the New Orleans Mint. And the reason why they wanted the New Orleans Mint was because it was a major hub, it was a major port in the United States, and it also was a depot for precious metals coming into the country, especially silver from Spanish America. And also, of course, this is the time of great Western expansion, and so they were delivering coins throughout the Mississippi River Valley and also into the West. So that was the major reason why they produced the mint. And of course, it was constructed larger than both the Dahlonega and Charlotte Mint, and it started striking coins in 1838, predominantly half dimes and dimes, and then later on they moved on to silver dollars. So that's that raw coin. You can get a sense of the overall look, but this is the coin I really wanted to show you. This is another 1882 New Orleans Mint Morgan Silver Dollar, obviously, in a CACG holder. This is the coin I upgraded for a variety of reasons. So the reason why I did was because it has a certain frostiness to it. I'm not going to say that this has a ton of frostiness to it, but the overall look of the coin, the fields are mirror-like. They're not proof-like. I wouldn't say that they're proof-like. Maybe you could say semi-proof-like. But definitely more mirror-like. You can see here when we turn in the lower light, you do see a little frostiness here. You can see my blue t-shirt also in the fields. So you can see that little mirror. But anyway, great strike on this coin. You can see here, we're going to compare strike in a little bit, but you can see it's a great strike. You can see that there's a little bit of a mirror finish in the fields, and you can see a little hint of frostiness. Why is this all important? Why would I cherry pick this coin? Well, that's because, as Bowers tells us, in 1882, New Orleans pieces seem to have been produced with relatively little care. As we know, if you've been watching Morgan Dollar Mondays for a while, a lot of the New Orleans mint coins are more difficult to find with good strike and good luster compared to other mints, especially like the Carson City Mint and, of course, the San Francisco Mint, which are just phenomenal mints. Again, you can see my blue t-shirt there in these mirror-like fields. And again, you can see that frostiness here on the devices, which is nice. Not, like I said, not super frosty, but you get a sense there's a little bit of frostiness there. So Bowers tells us that the strike varies with these coins. They vary basically from quite decent to weak. But he did say that they usually can be found above average. He did also say that the luster is often dull and sometimes even insipid, maybe even greasy or grainy. I would say with that raw coin, when we were looking at that, it might have that little bit of a greasiness to it, if you will. And he also says that finding a deeply frosty 1882 can be a challenge. And I would say that this is not deeply frosty. We do see some frostiness here on this coin. But you can see, look at the center of this coin. Look at that strong strike there. You can see the hair really, really strong there above the ear. You get that strong strike in the center of the coin, and that's what he's really talking about when he's talking about strike. He says that although the 1882 was not a rare date, and that AU coins were abundant, that's about uncirculated coins were abundant on the rare coin market, few, if any, bags of mint state coins gained notice until it was not until actually the 1950s. It was 1953, a bunch of 1882 O's came onto the market, and then again in 1957. But it wasn't until the big Treasury release of 62 and then early into 1963 that these examples became super, super common. So again, this is a relatively common Morgan dollar, but cherry picking, as Bowers tells us, is advised. This is a really nice coin. This is why I cherry picked it. Not just because it's in a CACG holder, though you know I am a fan of CAC and CACG, but mostly because the strike is phenomenal in the center of the coin, especially here. And then these semi-mirror, you can see just as I turn it here in the light, almost a mirror finish, or maybe even proof-like, you could say. The fields are that way. And then a hint of frostiness on the devices. All those things made me want to buy this coin. I did pay up a little bit. I wouldn't say a whole lot, but I did pay up a little bit because it is truly a beautiful coin, especially compared to the 82O that I already have, and we're going to do a little comparison with them. So here we go. Here's our raw coin. They say, he talks about the greasiness of the coin, and comparing them here, you see the flashiness of the right, and it does kind of seem a little greasy. I wouldn't say satiny on the one on the left. I would definitely tend to see it kind of does seem a little greasy. But let's compare the strikes. Look at the center of the coin, especially right by the ear. You can see how flat the one is on the left, and then you can see all the detail here on the right. Look how much detail there is above that ear compared to the one on the left. That is the strike of the New Orleans Mint. So typically you'll get that flatness in the center with a New Orleans Mint coin, and that's the reason why Bowers and other people, who've talked about silver dollars, especially the Morgan silver dollars, have mentioned many, many times. I know I quote Bowers quite a bit, but there are other ones. Wayne Miller's another. He was probably the one of the big ones who talked about silver dollars, and of course Van Allen and Malice as well. But anyway. The other thing too is I love the toning here on the coin on the right. It gives that a little bit of originality to the coin. And then again, look at the breast feathers here on the eagles. You can see the detail here on the coin on the right, and then the breast feathers are almost non-existent on the coin on the left. Again, that's all strike. That's that center of the coin that they're talking about with the weaker strikes of the New Orleans Mint. Again, it's not affecting the value of the coins. It's just that if you want a really nice piece, you might want to go with the coin on the right, like I have done. Let's look at the grade. So I'm not going to tell you the grade. Some of you have probably already guessed it. There are bag marks in the fields. You can see on the cheek there's bag marks. Again, great luster, a little bit of frostiness, nice mirror fields, nice little toning. Again, you can see all these little nicks here and there, just little touches from being in the bags for so many years. I will say I love the luster, but again, the luster is nice. But this is a really nice choice coin at Mint State 63. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but that is, to me, a solid grade. And I'm not just saying that because it's CACG. I'm saying it because it really is a beautiful coin. I wish it showed up more here on the camera, but I don't know how well it will come across. But anyway, it is a beautiful coin. So anyway, come back next week. We're going to be talking about the 87O. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the history of the New Orleans Mint, what happened during the Civil War, and what brought the mint back online, and how it affected Morgan silver dollars. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Go ahead and put in the comments if you like the New Orleans Mint. It's really one of my favorite mints, even though it can be hard to find really good quality New Orleans Mints coins. But go ahead and put in the comments. I love reading the comments. Ask me questions, whatever you want to do. It really means a lot to me that you all keep coming back and commenting. So until we meet again, stay safe and enjoy.